so nice to talk to you, Konstantin Novoselov. You are a physicist and you received the Nobel Prize for groundbreaking experiments regarding the material graphene. And you are also a painter. Are there any similarities between making art and being a scientist?
First of all, it's really a great pleasure to be here with you today. And to be honest, it wasn't the reason why I started to do painting. I just wanted to do it all my life, and then I had a chance to start doing this, and I continue and I enjoy it all the time. But the similarities indeed are indeed there, but they're a little bit probably hidden on the background. And and I would start with the fact that both art and science really rely on inspiration. It's very difficult to understand how, or we probably don't really know this, how a collection of data become a groundbreaking discovery. In the same way, it's very difficult to figure out how a craft becomes a mastership, becomes art. And for me, it's the two phenomena are probably well connected. Unfortunately, I still don't know how.
And what would you say that the differences are?
Well, I think the differences are probably it's completely up to you. How do you want to separate them? But actually, I probably would rather say on more similarities. One of the reasons why I do the Chinese painting is because I find similarities with the kind of physics I do in the lab. I do condensed matter physics, so it's really it's a lot of craft in terms of nanotechnology working in the clean rooms in the lab, and Chinese painting. It's a lot of really fine, well-defined strokes with your brush. Another similarity, especially for the Chinese painting, is the reductionism, because the ideal Chinese painting, of course, is the empty canvas, right? So the more brief it is, the less the less number of strokes you make, the more you can say, and it's really absolutely impressive to see how people can put 5 strokes of the brush and then say so much with this. But in fact, it's exactly the same what we're trying to do in science as well. Most of the phenomena which we research in our everyday work in the lab are extremely complex, and the art of the experimentalist is to really separate the phenomena which you're interested in and remove all the unnecessary bits. And that's exactly what Chinese art do.
And speaking of minimalism, graphene is one thin layer of carbon atoms, if I understood it correctly. So have you ever used graphene in your art?
Well, of course, yes. So graphene is the thinnest possible material, and these days we go much beyond that. We use it as a building block for heterostructure artificial materials. But indeed, one of the applications of graphene is in printed electronics, and there are a number of startup companies and actually already established companies which use printing of the electronic circuits with graphene, and you would use graphene ink for that. So I modified that graphene ink to be used for my painting. It's not functional yet. It's mainly just to achieve certain shades of gray. It has a different hydrophobic properties than the traditional hydrophilic Chinese ink. So you can achieve certain effects when you mix the tool. So I do use it in my painting.
A new material within art. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Konstantin Novoselov, for joining us here today. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.